There we go. Well, we got two cops here now. I think it's the loudmouth guy that lives in that building, but I could be wrong. But there's somebody hollering over there, trying to at the top of their lungs, but their voice is so hoarse you could barely hear them, thank God. Day after Thanksgiving, 7-ish in the morning. I don't know what time it is. It's 7:41, it looks like. November 29th, Friday. After being kept up all night by my nitwit neighbors, the potheads, who are here. And you can see the gold car down below, if you can see. He's usually the a-hole that smokes the weed and throws furniture around downstairs. Every time he's here, there's chaos. So I had both neighbors arguing. The ones in apartment 4 last night, at least they stayed in their apartment. I could still hear them, but at least they were fighting inside instead of in the hallway right in front of my door, which I really, really, really appreciate. Two people left out of their apartment mad around, I don't know, 1 o'clock, 1:30 in the morning. They sounded upset like they had to leave. Apparently they were staying with them, and I think the girl put them out, which is, they're not the problem. They're quiet as mice. It is the girl that's living there that's the problem. She brings in the snakes, she brings in the drug dealers, she brings in the weirdos, the wackos, the crazies. She's crazy herself. So no matter who's there, no matter how quiet they're being, she's nuts. Now, with that all said, the downstairs neighbors decided to, I guess, extend their Thanksgiving vacation party, whatever you want to call it. And the dude downstairs went off the nut, screaming at his girlfriend, "You're not a mother, you're a wannabe," and just calling her all kinds of names. And this went on for hours. I mean, the girl in apartment 4 started around 9 o'clock. These nitwits below me didn't end until 3 in the morning. So, yeah. I had to literally scream, I'm calling the cops before they stopped. Loud music, banging around. They literally woke their kid up screaming. He did. She didn't. She was being very quiet. But again, her name's on the lease, I bet, and she's bringing the snakes in, the drug dealers, the wackos, the crazies. He's the crazy one. So, that being said, he went off underneath my floor, went underneath over there with the loud music, went off back there with the loud music and the stomping and the throwing the furniture, woke up the kid. Then he had the audacity to say, "Shut the F up" to the kid. That's when I said, you know what, I think I had enough. I want to call children and youth. Because not only is he smoking pot around the kid, and I bet you it's him, not just her. He's the ill-mannered, lack of any kind of honor, integrity, morals, values, principles, ethics kind of person, that I'm going to do what I want because I'm self-entitled and you have to like it, but I'm not going to show you any respect, but you got to give it all to me. Yeah, right, that's going to happen. So I had to contact Omar, the maintenance guy, 2 or 3 times yesterday about them. I did contact Carson Valley Children's Aid, which works with children and youth. Told them, I'm assuming they do. If they're Children's Aid, they should be in contact with children and youth about what's going on. My case manager, because they pay my rent here for the time being. Let them know. And yeah, here we sit, waiting for the next, explosive episode to happen. Because they're self-entitled and you have to just put up with it. But you hear my TV in the background? Apparently my TV, they can hear through the floor and I'm too loud. I'm deaf in my left ear from a infection I had almost 20 years ago. I had to take 2 courses of antibiotics. Not 20 years ago, it wasn't that long ago. It was probably more like 10. Yeah, about 10 years ago, maybe less. When I was married, my step-granddaughter had an ear infection, and I called it off her. And they took care of her infection in Children's Hospital of Philadelphia, CHOP it's called. And of course, I was left to fend mine off on my own, which I did go to the doctor. They gave me 2 courses of antibiotics, did not take it away. Thank God some church lady gave me a home remedy with like turmeric in it, onion, garlic, vinegar, apple cider vinegar. What else did I miss? There was just, every conceivable, lemons. There was lemon in there. She said to let it sit for 2 weeks and ferment and then drink it. I couldn't wait that long. I waited about a week, 3 days to a week. I started sipping it with a spoon, and it was god awful. It tasted like toilet water, but it had onions in it. I mean, everything. I was gagging. Then I just finally went to drinking it. I would take a couple gulps a day. Finally, I'm sitting there one day, about a week and a half, maybe almost, yeah, about a week and a half after I was done taking the antibiotics for my ear, and my ear just, it exploded, and all this yellowy green pus came out my ear, and that was the end of it. But the damage was done. I have low hearing in my left ear. Given that, and ringing in my ear, like a tinnitus type thing every now and then, which I never took care of because you can't hear. I have so many, rabbit holes and dark alleys to go down because of these people. I can't even make a doctor's appointment to get my medications corrected. I spend 90% of my time filming their antics and putting it on YouTube so somebody believes me, the landlord, Carson Valley, who never do anything about these people. They call them up and smack them on the wrist. Don't. You can't have people stay with you. You know that, don't you? And what do the people do? They come immediately attack me for saying something because they have 9 people trucking up and down the hallway nightly into their apartment. 2 couples of which are living with them now, and she's charging them rent, getting rich off the landlord. So not only do you have to put up with the drug dealing, the crazy, the noise, but then you get attacked for saying something about it. Over and over and over. So again, I had to contact the maintenance guy and see what they're going to do this time. One, I want to keep in touch with them just in case something does happen, to show that I'm doing everything possibly humanly possible to try to take care of the problems. They're the ones. Omar, on video, while he was here, I have the videos, stated I had to fix the front door and her door 4 times. That's the girl in apartment 4. 4 times from their fistfights. Her boyfriend, the one that's staying with her now, broke the front door at least 4 times. We supposedly live in a secure building. It can't be too secure if he's constantly breaking the front door. Right? I mean, that makes sense, right? Likewise, with the weed smokers downstairs, you can't go a day without smelling weed because he's a bum and he doesn't work and he's probably living off the woman. He needs a job, Craig. J-O-B. Go put your foot up a dog's butt. Go be a dog catcher, Craig. Get a job. No, he wants to play next Friday, every Friday night, and party down like, he's 16 or 18 instead of a grown man. Take care of his kid. If you get what I'm saying. It's ridiculous. And it's not so much the girl. Like I said, when she's there by herself, she's quiet. She's very quiet, respectful. It's him. And like I said, he's here today because there's his yellow car. There's his golden car. Every time that car shows up, there is hell in this building. Complete and utter hell. So he goes away for lengths of time. I don't know where he runs to. Maybe they break up or something. I don't know. Could be her brother for all I know. But every time he's here, I hear pitter-patter on the roof. One of the things people will do is, if they don't want to get caught with drugs and guns in their abode where they're staying, they'll hide them in the garbage can out front, or they'll hide them on the roof, or they'll hide them anywhere but their apartment in case the cops break in and want to search. So I'm hearing somebody constantly on the roof, and I keep reporting it to maintenance, but here we sit. I've been reporting that since I lived here. And again, they might be watching them. Like I said, the perfect vantage point to watch our roof is right up there. Put a camera facing this way, and you can see who's on the roof at 11:30 at night, pitter-pattering around. They got night vision cameras now. You can at least tell somebody's on a roof, or they could put a camera on either side. There's a building on this side of us and that side. They can put a hidden camera up there. See who's on the roof at 11:30 at night, right? I don't know. Maybe it's me. But they seem to be fascinated with the roof right above here, right here. That's where I hear them all the time, right in this corner, above me and back here, right here, all three spots. And then you'll hear them run across the roof. And it's not the crawl space or the attic; it is the roof. You can hear it. You can hear the crunch of the flat roof that they're standing on. Crunch under their feet. I could tell if somebody's in the attic, a floorboard creaking, between a floorboard creaking and they're walking on sandpapered shingle. You know what I mean? It's a different thing, different sound. It sounds like they're walking almost in gravel above you. So, and it's not that they're not trying to sneak and be quiet, they are, but you can still hear it. It echoes around here at night. Plus, whatever they're doing on the roof, thump, bump, bang, stomp. I don't know what they're doing, but again, he could have a bin up there with all his stuff in it. I don't know. A bag of stuff. Who knows? I do know one thing, that somebody's been getting on that roof since the whole time I lived. The whole time I lived here, they were getting into the crawl space, and I could hear them. They kicked my kitchen light and knocked it out. I had to call the landlord to replace it. You could hear them crawl across the room, and then the whole fixture just teeter-tottered, like back and forth, like they kicked it. And the light bulb zapped out. I'm thinking, oh my God, they're messing with my electricity. So I had to call the landlord. Omar had to come fix the light bulb, put a new one in. But they could cause a fire. They could call, they don't belong. If you are not maintenance, you don't belong in the crawl space. Who the fuck's letting them up? And how they can get in, I don't know. I don't know if it's an outside entryway to the crawl space, or they're getting in. Now, this building here, on this side of us, right here, is attached to this. So that's all. We're all one building, but two different addresses. You know what I mean? Like, we're 430 something, and then they're 430 or 440, whatever. I don't know what the address exact is, but it's the same stone-faced building. We have the same architecture, the same stone, the same everything, except for it's two different addresses, and the buildings are attached. So I don't know if it's somebody from over there getting into our crawl space. They haven't done that in a long while. I would say at least 2 months. Now, with that said, they've been on the roof many, many, many times between, the 2 months I mentioned and the 6 months prior. At least, I would say at least three times a week I hear somebody up on the roof. Daytime, nighttime. So I was thinking in my head, there were workers showing up in vans with ladders on them. I'm thinking, how long does it take to do a flat roof? My God, I used to do flat roofs down on the main line in Philly. We'd get a whole school or a whole hospital done in one day. Yes, there was like 10 of us, but you understand what I mean. Even 4 workers in your van can take care of a flat roof in a couple hours. It wouldn't take you 6 months to do a roof. So I started thinking, something's going on here. Now, the vans have disappeared. I don't see the vans anymore. There's still people getting up on the roof. So it wasn't them, apparently. And God only knows what they're ripping up his roof or doing something to his roof. They might have cut some of it back and they're hiding their drugs under it and their gun or whatever they're doing, the drug dealers. So you think it would be something for the maintenance guy to come bring a ladder and check out, no? Or the landlord would want to know, no? Not before it leaks or caves in or somebody gets killed. But here we sit, 8 months into it, and nothing's being done yet. I was promised that they were going to take care of the issue after this last inspection, but the inspection failed, so they got to come back out. Minor detail, they just got to caulk around my tub and caulk around the bathroom sink. But once that's done, then they said they were going to take care of these nitwits back here in apartment 4 and the ones below. We'll see how honest people are. We'll see. because at this point, I don't care who's paying my rent. I'm going to call them and complain. You know what I mean? I'm going to show them these videos, and I will be calling children and youth on this lady downstairs. I didn't want to do it out of vindictiveness, or I'm going to get you back type thing. I want to do it because it's the right thing to do for that child. When he screamed at that kid last night, that was the straw. That was the straw. He told that kid to shut the F up. He's the one that woke him up screaming. The kid woke up crying. What are you going to do if somebody wakes you out of a sound sleep, screaming at the top of their lungs, telling the mother, "F you, you ain't no good, you ain't no mother, you ain't doing this, you ain't cleaning the house." Who wants to hear that at 1 o'clock in the morning? I guarantee you, no 2-year-old wants to hear that either. I didn't. And I caught it on video. Caught it right on video. So I don't know if he was drunk from a Thanksgiving Day party. Again, the consequences of your actions is no excuse. You get drunk at a party and kill somebody in a car, you're going to jail. You get drunk, come home, beat your wife, and scream at your kids till they wake up, you should go to jail and lose your kids. That's abuse. Just like he sits down there day after day smoking weed. He's got money for weed, but the kid's got to sleep on dirty mattresses, the bug guy told me. I have the bug guy's card right here, which I want to save and give to children and youth if I have to. Because I recorded him telling me this. I recorded the bug guy telling me how dirty it was downstairs and how nasty. And there's the bug guy's. He left me a note on the back of it. I don't know if you can see that, but I sure can't. There is a scroll on the back of there. He did leave me his number and told me he was here because they had bed bugs downstairs. And I'm sure they have mice, and I'm sure they have cockroaches because they're dirty. It's more important, a bag of weed's more important than a bunk bed for a kid to get him up off the floor. To me, that's abuse. And it should be to the state. The little underdeveloped brains do not belong breathing in toxic freaking pharmaceutical weed. God only knows what they're spraying in the ground to grow it or spraying right on the plants. You know how the government do. Put some barium and some lead and some tinfoil in there for them. So, they're leaving. So just like that, they shouldn't have kids. They should not, be smoking pot or drinking around underdeveloped little brains. Poisoning their brains with weed and abusive language. Whether he was talking to the kid or the mother, telling her to shut the F up, it doesn't matter. He said it in front of the kid. Because I hear the kid out in this room here, but back that way, right around where my TV sits. That sounds like when the kid screams and hollers, that's where he screams from. So I went out and recorded it all out the window. I have a window out there. And I have a full-length video of them. You can hear them in the hallway. They had their apartment door closed, but they were screaming so loud, you could hear him in the hallway on my camera. Everything that was being said. The loud music, everything. And of course, you got to hear it through the floorboards because the walls are thin, the floors are thin, and everything. A mouse farts on cotton downstairs, you can hear it. But I'm getting tired of it. You know what I mean? If you can't get along, go find another woman to leech off of. Go get a job, Craig. That's what I keep saying. Stop being a boil on the ass of society. Go be a man. Stop dealing drugs, hiding your gun on the roof, and go get a job. Talking about being a good dad, well, go be one. Or she's got to wake up one day and go, you know what, I had enough of this. This guy ain't doing much for me but getting me jammed up all the time, and I have to move and move and move and move. You're out of here. Go leech off somebody else. At one point, I thought I heard him screaming that, I don't care if he calls the cops, let him call the fucking cops. I don't give a fuck. Well, of course you don't. You're drunk, high, or whatever trip you're on today. He sounds like he has an anger problem because he throws furniture around at least 3 to 4 times a week downstairs. Doubles up on the weekends. when she ain't here. I think she drives a black car, or maybe she's on foot. I don't know, and takes the bus to work or whatever she does. But it sounds like she goes away, and then he starts his dumb shit. You can smell the weed smoke coming up through the floorboards. You can hear the furniture doom bang boom bong. So when I screamed last night about 10 to 3, I'm calling the effing cops. I had enough of this. They quieted down for a minute, and then he went room to room to room, slamming furniture. After that, trying to get a reaction out of me. I'm assuming it's him. He's a dick. Typical male asshole, self-entitled, thinks the world owes him a favor, and the woman he's mooching off of, too. She owes me this. No, you need to go get a job there, nitwit. We have a kid together. It doesn't give you a right to treat him like that. Or anybody like that. I'm a senior, and I'm multiply disabled, including blind, legally blind. They'd have no right doing this to anybody. And then demand respect? You ain't getting none. Go away. You want respect? Go home. Get respect off your mommy. So, you know that old saying, you think you hate me now? Wait until I give you an excuse. I'm about to give him an excuse. I'm about to call Montgomery County Children and Youth on him. Then he can slam all the furniture he wants, because then he has a right to be mad because I did something to him. But I'm going to get him with the truth. The truth is they shouldn't have a pet, let alone be raising a child. So there you go. All right, that's the upload. I thought they were going to arrest somebody, but apparently these cops just give therapeutic advice and Narcan out. That's it. All right.